so maybe just a second. I just saying what's up to Michael.
But now we're going to bring him up. Please welcome Matthew Davis.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Nashville. Thank you, Creation, for having me back. It's good to see everyone. You having fun so far? Cool. Oh, I love you. Thank you. That is so nice. That is so nice to hear these days. How is everyone else? Good? Cool. I guess you may have heard. Yeah. Oh well. We move on. That's okay. That's okay. I tell everyone this business is about life, death, rebirth. We love you. I love you too. Yeah. It's so nice to hear. We're in the between the death and the rebirth phase. Yes. Let's go right now. Is it too early? Oh my goodness. Do you guys want to just fire off some questions and get it rolling? All right. Cool. Go ahead.
I wanted to know what it was like being the father of Lizzie and Josie on Diaries and
It was a great honor and a challenge. It's really funny because now I have two daughters of my own, and one has blonde hair and one has brown hair. Yeah, it is! It is! I'm like, what is going on right now? Right? Imitating art, I suppose. And it's been, when you actually become a father, it really changes the way you see things, and your empathy grows immeasurably. So it's been a remarkable journey from the beginning of Vampire Diaries to the end of Legacies, and to go through that whole journey has been remarkable, and to watch my daughters and the show grow up has been equally remarkable to experience. I know it's kind of a general question, but it was always fun. It was always fun. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Taylor. My question is, how do you feel Laura's storyline would have changed a little bit?
That's such a great question, and I thought about that a lot too, because I know obviously at the end of season 6, she perishes in this awful, tragic way, which scarred me as the character and as the actor. And I often wonder how it would have been different. And I kind of imagine sometimes it might have been like sort of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type vampire hunting duo, which would have been fun. I don't know. I wish it had gone differently. I would have been cool to explore on a more nuanced level, I think, for sure. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just ask you.
Hi, I'm Eva.
Hey, how are you?
I have 2 questions.
Great.
Do you think the Salvatore brothers are hot?
I do. They're very hot. They're a little too hot. I stand next to them, I'm like, y'all too hot. Too hot for me.
And do you miss the cast of Vampire Diaries?
I do. I love them dearly. I love each and every one of them. And we've had such a remarkable experience, and it's been such an incredible ride from beginning to end. And I guess I'll share this story. But our last day of working on Legacies, it was my last day shooting. We weren't sure if we were going to make it or not. We were still on the bubble. And we were shooting the last scene, which I was in, of the last episode of the end of the whole series, the whole run as it turned out. And I was driving to work, and I was getting real emotional, real nostalgic. And I called Dean, and I was like, dude, I think this is it. This might be it. And he was so wonderful. Because I called him, first of all, do I have to just tell you how much I love you and what a great example you are of being just such an open-hearted, genuine, loving guy? Because sometimes I'm not. And I told him, I said, sometimes the light in my heart goes out from time to time. And I said, thank you so much for always being that example to just shine bright and be a loving, genuine, open-hearted person. And I said, I always struggle. I go in and out of focus with my own cynicisms of life and my own demons that I wrestle with. And he's always just been a light, and he just had some really lovely things to say. He's like, what we've all been through is such a unique, one of experience, and it's really hard for anyone who hasn't gone through it to truly understand. And he just said, you know, as you go and do these last scenes, just remember all the good stuff. He's like, remember all these good memories. Remember all the fun times, like all the love that we shared, and then just bring all of that to the last scenes that you're gonna do. And I did. I did the best of my ability, and it just really meant a lot to me to have that conversation with him. And again, just be a genuine, open-hearted, generous, loving human being. And he's like, you're my brother. You'll always be my brother. And I just thanked him again, and it just reminded me, like, we've been on this crazy ride together, and it's been so unique and so special. And I love everyone, and I miss everyone. I know we're all kind of going around in our different, directions right now, but I wish everyone the best. It's been a remarkable experience, and it's been an honor and a pleasure to. I've spent so much time with all these remarkable people.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh. That's so nice to you. Hi.
Was the relationship with Caroline, or were you guys an
Ah! I mean, I suppose like there's some things that really sort of unpack, and you kind of look at it and it might be a little awkward. So you just try to put blinders on and just get through the scene, because I know like it was kind of an interesting thing where we had to compensate, and make twists and turns, and it was what it was, and you just do your best to keep your head up and make it genuine and make it work, and just treat everyone as like adults, like, you know what I mean? Because I think once you become a vampire and like all that, time just changes. Yeah, it's just everything changes. But yeah, it's a good question. Thank you. When you have kids and you have family, it's just all of a sudden like you kind of. I've been busy with legacies, and he's been busy doing this other stuff, and we check in. Like I check in with Michael, I check in with Zach, I check in with Ian, I check in, Candace, and we crisscross, and we always see each other here at these conventions, and so that's kind of what kept us together. But reaching out to him on that last day was, it's a special thing. He answered right away, and I was holding back my tears, crying on the phone. But we all have our lives, we're all going in these different directions right now. But I think as the era comes to a close, all the memories are flooding back and all that stuff, and all that wonderful experiences that he reminded me of, just hold on to those. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I just want to say a lot of the little characters are some of my favorite characters, and you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you, which one was your favorite of your guest scenes?
Which was my favorite of my guest scenes? There were many.
Which I'm sorry, but
Hey, it's fun. It's fun,
You came back though, so glad you came back. And
Thank you. Thank
you're
you.
always there.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It was interesting towards the end of Legacies. I'm not sure which episode has come out yet, but I'm pretty sure. Am I out of limbo yet? I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
You can spoil it. It's okay.
Okay. So, but there does come a moment where you come back from death so many times, and then you have to fight another monster. And sometimes you get a direction, you're like, you have to be a little more afraid of the monster. I'm like, motherfucker, I just came back from death like the 10th time. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm good. So but my favorite, I think, would be that final moment with Damon in the end of season 3.
Oh,
And-
yes.
Yeah.
Like an hour ago, and it makes me cry.
Yeah, that was, I think that's my,
Heartbreaking.
yeah.
Everybody else in there and look at you, and the
Yeah.
way you perform that, it just breaks my heart.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, to ask you if you believe in shapeshifters.
Did Michael tell you to ask me that? Man, you know, YouTube ruined my mind. You know, it's like when I booked Vampire Diaries, I had gone down many a rabbit hole. I was wide-eyed. I was like, they're aliens, they're reptilians, they're all shape-shifting. And so it became slightly paranoid. But I think just as an actor, I'm always open to the magical way of looking at things. And so I always hope that there's something more to the world than just what meets the eye and the mundane world. So I'm always holding out hope that there's something more to it. So I just, the romantic side of me says it's there.
Go put your shirt back on and your shirt's dry.
You guys are so kind today.
So you'll
I mean,
probably
always.
feel better.
We love you. You're amazing.
How can I answer your next question?
My name was Karen. I want to know what's your favorite animal.
My favorite animal, well, right now my daughter is madly in love with dinosaurs. She's in the dinosaur phase, and it reminded me of my dinosaur phase when I was her age, and we watched Jurassic Park together. My daughter's fairly young, she's 2. That's my wife. I'm like, is this okay? It's super right? But I would say right now, like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You know, she loves the Good Dinosaur. I don't know if anyone's seen the Good Dinosaur. Yeah, so we're big fans of Arlo. You know, the Brontosaurus. As a kid, I also love sharks. I'm a big shark guy. But as far as like day-to-day stuff, we got 2 dogs that we love. They're our home. So I'm like a big dog lover. So that's the range. Does that answer your question? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hi.
Hi, my name is Rochelle. Alaric is definitely my favorite character. Which set did you prefer putting on? The Vampire or the Diaries?
I mean, completely different shows, right? Very, very, very different shows, very different times in the characters' life, and very different times in my life. You know, like I kind of grew up on the show. You know, from being kind of a reckless, scallywag into being, a more grounded father, and the two experiences are vastly different. But I would say Vampire Diaries sounds really romantic. Yeah, of the 2.
Hi, I'm Peyton. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Kate.
I was wondering, so since you've been doing the show, like the TV universe, almost 13 years, that's a long time.
It is.
What do you see your acting career now? Do you think you're gonna just start slowing it down since you've done the show for so long, or do you think you're gonna try to do something new?
I gotta do something new. I'm gonna go crazy. It's a very pivotal moment, right? Like you said, it's been 13 years. I had a friend of mine, and we were just wrapping the show up, and I was like, shit, man, it's been 12 seasons, 13 years. And she's like, wow, that's like going through grade school all over again. I was like, it really is. It really is. It was a long time in this world, and it's been such a blessing because I've learned so much, and I've grown so much, and you learn so much about craft, and you learn so much about being on set, and how the whole process works. And I've always loved film, I've always loved cinema, I've always loved genre pieces. Like I'm a Gen X kid, I grew up in the 80s, like my favorite films were all the 80s vampire films. And so it's been a remarkable experience. It's also now taken up more than half of my career in terms of time, and I had a bit of a run with some film in the beginning, and then I've been on the show now for 15 years, and it's come to its conclusion. And yeah, so we're gonna see. I've got a big call scheduled with my team next week to just talk about what to do next. I've got this remarkable coach I've been working with out in Los Angeles, and he's been super helpful. He's like, I can't wait to get you into these new roles. I've been going to go here, over there. I love all of it. So I'm just really excited to do something new. Part of the conversation I had towards the end of Legacies here was, how do you feel? How do you feel? You know, moving on, what are you looking forward to? And so when you play a character for so long, sometimes you begin to you don't know where their body ends and your body begins, and they have a physicality and it kind of becomes your physicality, and I've been fighting Alaric's dad bod, and I've been fighting my dad bod, and so it's like this merging of dad bods, and so I'm glad to get away from the dad bod role right now. So I'm looking forward to just, I joke, this is a joke. I've learned that I have to practice everything, so this is a joke. But I tell my castmates, I'm like, I'm just gonna go to a bunch of steroids this summer. Just get jacked. Just turn into like a Hulk. So we'll see, but I look forward to it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to know what's your relationship status?
Married. married, happily married. With two beautiful daughters, the apple of my eye. It's been, we're coming up on 4 years now, being married. Been together. Yeah. Thank you. Not something I ever thought I would do, but you just got to meet the right person, and of course, I eventually met her, and we have a great life together. So we're like, now the show's over, we're like, shit, we're like free, kind of go wherever, do whatever we want to do, But it's been the best thing for me, if anyone's been following me at all the last 12 years, you know that I've been fighting a lot of demons, and she's just been like my guide. And getting married has just been the most stabilizing, healing force in my life that I've had in quite some time. Yeah.
Well, thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you for your question. This is going well. I was afraid. I'm like, don't fucking cry on me. Don't cry on that stage, man.
My name is Kenzie, and I was wondering, which do you think Alaric
Oh my gosh, you wanna go
summer
upstairs?
school or
Can we take you
musical in high school?
If I take you
I like
have to
musical.
stay in the room.
That was my favorite. Because he's still kind of undercover.
What do you want?
He thought he was the teacher, but he was a secret apparently. But I prefer.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're not going swimming either.
Hi, my name is Sophia. I was going to ask what your favorite couple was on the other podcast.
I would say Damon and Steph. That's my favorite couple. Thank you.
How did you feel about being Damon's best friend?
It was great. It was so much fun. To me, that was like one of the highlights of Alaric's journey was my romance with Damon, and it was kind of in the early part of the series, and then sort of went different directions. But I look back at that specific time with such fondness, and it was a really good dynamic, and we had a lot of chemistry. I adore Ian. I made that clear. But I love working with him. It was so much fun. So I think that era of the Alaric and Ian romance was one of my favorites. Thank you. There's something going on out there. Okay.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm a from St. Louis. My first question is, do you have any sports that are your favorite? And then would you please say "Let's Go Blues" for us, because we're making our run in the playoffs.
Let's go Blues! Yes. I'm not much of a sports guy. I wish I was. I feel like that's a language that people share, and a passion that people share. And I guess I'm more of like a mixed martial arts guy. I like the UFC stuff. Watching people pummel each other. Yeah, But I grew up with my father always screaming at the television over football, and it just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why are you so angry all the time? Screaming at the television. But I was watching some hockey last night. I'm like, this is a great sport. I should watch that. Let's go Blues.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Krista, and my question is, if you had to be someone for
Go out and get lunch and maybe you'll feel better. And then when you come back.
If I had to be
like for one of them.
You want to do that? Take a little break from in here?
I think
Or do you want to see that?
maybe Klaus. He seems pretty cool. I like him. People love him. Like, I want to be the character that everyone loves the most. I love you too. That was so great. I wasn't fishing. I'll tell you.
And get lunch. Okay? Get out of this chair, take a little break. And then we'll come back for this. And then we're done and we'll go to drive.
I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't. I had Alaric had an apartment, I think season 3 of Vampire Diaries, and he had some cool artifacts in there. There was like a little mini totem pole. That's the only thing I ever wanted to take, right? I have one thing. I have one piece of two pieces of memorabilia. And it's from Legally Blonde. It's a picture frame. It's filled with water. It's like a I don't know what you call it. You shake it upside down like glitter. But anyway, it's like Reese and me, Elle and Warner. That's the one thing I took. And it's like stuck in my closet. I'm looking for something. It's there. And I think I have a script. I think I have the very first script. But that's it. I'm not much of a collector. I'm like, let's move on.
And then you said your mom's stepmom, my name is Tanya.
What? What's her name again?
Tanya.
Tanya. Stepmom, I love you. Where is she? Hi. Hey, there you are. Sorry if I put your name. It's nice to meet you. Thank you, guys. Sometimes those questions turn the temperature up. Hi.
Hey, my name is Lisa, and I was wondering, what was the hardest season to make on
Deep sigh. I would think season 3, just because that's when COVID hit. And we were just wrapping up season 2 when quarantine hit. And my daughter was just born. Like, that was crazy. Like, it was 2 weeks into quarantine, my wife was pregnant, I had to run to the hospital, deliver the baby, within 24 hours back at the house. And then it was just the 3 of us in the house for months. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, the family had to come knock on the windows just to see the baby. But we weren't sure what was going to happen with the show and how we could pull it off, because then all of a sudden you had to do all of these new protocols and how we were going to make it work. So it just became a real logistical challenge for us. So I would just say the logistical aspects of having to shoot a show under the new sort of protocol guidelines and paranoia of like getting it, everyone was afraid of getting it, so it's 3, 4, 5 masks, shields, getting tested every day, trying to like socially distance when you're doing a scene that's like, in the office.
Okay, so that's
So I think it's season 3 just for those types of reasons.
And then autograph. And then autograph, I think it's at 4:35.
Hello. I just wanted to know what was your favorite version of Alaric to play?
Yeah, just be in.
I'm
We're gonna be in here for the.
an early Alaric fan.
Yeah,
I
just
like
be
the
in
earlier
here.
versions of Alaric. I think season 1 through 3 of my favorite. I like season 6 Alaric. And those I think my 4 favorite. Hi.
Hi, my name is Morgan. So Legally Blonde came out when I was 5.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I attempted to base my life out of it,
Cool.
So Warner was my first crush.
Yeah.
It's a 21 long year crush. So,
You're welcome.
so who was a better co-star, Reese Witherspoon or Ian Somerhalder?
Totally different. Totally different. Two totally different, like apples and oranges. But I spend more time with him, you know, and so I feel close, very close with him. And yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. But I will say I learned so much from working with her. You know, I had just really gotten off the bus. I moved down to Hollywood and got very lucky and started booking things right away. It was very, very green. And I think the very first scene I did with Reese was the breakup scene. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was that. But she was L. She was L, and I was shitting myself because I was like, oh my god, she's so good. She's so good. She's so good. So I just did my best to So I learned a lot from her. She's a remarkable person and remarkable professional.
Hello. First, I want to say I love you and I love Alora. He's one of my favorite characters. I was going to ask 2 questions. First, who was your favorite cast member to be with on set?
Well, yeah, you know, Vampire Diaries was so much fun. Like everyone was such a unique character, you know, and it all just sort of harmonized and had this beautiful sort of experience. I can't say that there's anyone over the other, you know.
Probably Ian.
Definitely Ian. You know, like my close friends, so like Ian, Michael, you know, Zach, Daniel R. Russell, you know, like we're close friends. Legacy's, you know, Chris Lee, I love Chris Lee to death, he's remarkable. So, you know, a lot of time between all those friendships, but that's like usually the same.
And my second question is, what was your favorite season of Vampire Diaries to film?
I'm sorry.
Your favorite season of Vampire Diaries to film?
My favorite season,
Or to watch?
I think 1, 3, and 6 are my favorite seasons. I'm partial to the first season because it was so new. You're introducing and learning all these new characters for the first time. So I'm really partial to the first season.
Season 4 was my favorite. I loved Evil Alarm, even though you didn't.
Was that season 4?
I don't know.
I thought that was season 3.
Well, season 4 was
That's good. I'm not really in season 4. But that's okay. I did a guest spot.
I loved all your personas, especially Evil Alarm. I was like,
Evil Lark was fun. I really like Evil Lark.
thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashima, and I just want to say I love you so much. You're one of my favorite characters as well. I did want to ask you, which monster out of the whole do you not like?
Well, somebody says the Necromancer. The Necromancer is hands down my favorite character of the monsters in this series. My least favorite, no, if I have a least favorite, the Slug episode was kind of nasty. That was fun to do. There was a monster that was like whispering insecurities into people's heads, and they were kind of balloon girl. I forget the name of the monster. That was fun. I think that monster lives on Twitter right now. But the monster stuff is so much fun in general just to do.